Welcome to the Offsite Dirt Network. We're here to create trust, connection, and collaboration across the offsite construction industry, bringing together leaders, builders, and innovators shaping what's next. Through real stories, expert insights, and lived experiences, we're building a more connected future together. In construction, we wouldn't be able to build buildings without some type of software or element in order to make that happen. We are with Strucsoft and John Michael. He's going to give us a little overview about how his data is impacting prefab. How are you today, John?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Thanks for having me on. This was kind of a surprise, as you know, but I'm thrilled to be here. We have a mutual friend named David. Came over here, introduced me, and all of a sudden I'm sitting down and doing a recording.
I love that. I would love for you to give us a little bit of an understanding about your software, maybe the umbrella company, and what's happening in your world with it.
Yeah, so I work for a company called Graitec, and Graitec is a multinational company. We do a lot of different things at Graitec. Number one, we are an Autodesk Platinum. We're an Autodesk Platinum Autodesk Platinum partner. We also, and our main focus is we develop software. And we develop software. We have about 500,000 or so users all throughout the world. And then I work for a division called Strucsoft, and Strucsoft is why we're here today. Strucsoft is a tool that enables designers to use it's a plugin for Revit is the short story. It's a plugin for Revit, and that plugin helps to automate walls, floors, trusses, makes things much more efficient for the user. And we also have another production management tool called Onyx.
And we were kind of talking that in prefab or in this realm, most often traditional developers and builders that are going to get in touch with offsite solutions will most likely move into a panelized system, whether that be steel frame or wood frame. It's an easier conversion for them to take that one principle in their building schedule and make it more efficient. So utilizing a panelized system and your software, how does it really work? Can you talk? A lot of people understand, building modeling system or building information modeling, BIM, and being able to use it with a software like Revit or CAD. Tell us why it was so important for you guys to create this one.
So Strucsoft, basically, as I said before, it is a Revit plugin. And what it will enable people to do is those who are going through copy paste, and it's a very laborious process. It's a very laborious task to actually do the modeling for the floors and the walls and the trusses. And so what our software does, it helps automate that process, where what they used to be able to do in a day or maybe 2 days, they can now do in 10 minutes. So it's really it's very efficient and helps them to save a lot of time in their day-to-day work.
I love that. And it is, we're starting to see more and more things happen with AI. We're starting to see how can we achieve better workflows. Those are so important when you're talking about construction, because when we're trying to turn around an estimate and we're trying to get that bid, we have to be more effective and more efficient. What you say?
Yeah, I would say time is money, and also what you run into a lot is the engineers, well, first of all, the labor workforce is really struggling right now, getting qualified people to do the work. And so if they can't find the work, they need to make the people that are doing the work more efficient. And to be more efficient, they have to have the proper tools. And if you can save a lot of time, it really, it helps you tremendously is what it comes down.
And when we're talking about installing your product or using your product, there's always the issue with change management. People are like, oh, we've got another software. Oh my gosh, how are we going to be able to do this? Do you feel like your software integrates pretty easily?
Yeah, it's really, so here's the deal. If you know Revit, you are going to be way ahead of the game in using this software. Now, we have a lot of people who come on that don't know Revit, and that's okay. We can teach them. They don't need to learn all of Revit, but they just need to know bits and pieces of how Revit works with our software. And we have training that helps with that, and it really is a slam dunk. Now, what I ask a lot of companies when they're actually thinking about doing this change is like, okay, have you ever done a change like this in the past? And if so, what did that look like? Was it a laborious process? Were you having challenges with that? Is there something that is needed to get that through the system here at your company? So a lot of it depends on the company and how well they accept change. But if they're willing and they will provide the resources that we need on our end, we can help them. We can help them through that process.
And that's key, right? Because we know that we have to be more efficient. We're going to have change management. And if you can get buy-in from the owners of that organization to say, hey, this is simply going to help us be more efficient, be more effective, we've got to win.
That's it.
That's a win.
Win-win.
So being at Advancing Prefab, what have you taken away or what has been a highlight for you?
Oh, so this has been a really great conference so far. We've made a lot of different connections. We made like a ton of different connections. We've been talking to a lot of people that are going to be partners. We've been talking to a lot of people that are going to be clients. Going out of here, I was telling you beforehand, I probably have at least 20 or so follow-ups for people that we need to do demonstrations with. We need to talk about partnerships, how we can help them, how they can help us. And it's just been an absolutely fantastic conference. I'm looking forward to coming back next year.
I have to say, John did his homework. Today yesterday when the conference started with Amy Marks at her keynote, she was saying that everybody was going to take homework, and the homework that they were going to do at the conference is meet 5 new people. So we know that John is the overachiever with 20. Good for you, John.
I actually have a list that I've been keeping in an Excel spreadsheet. I actually have at least 30 conversations that I've had, and of those, I think I'm gonna have about 20 to 25 takeaways. So, I have done last night, I gotta tell you this.
Okay, good. I love stories.
Somebody actually came by because I was at the bar. I set up my laptop on one of those little tall tables right by the bar, and I had my laptop, and I was able to ask questions as people were coming up to the bar and getting their drinks, and have conversations with them, see what they were trying to achieve at this conference, how they were going to, what kind of takeaways they were going to have at the conference. And obviously, I wanted to find out if they had any framing needs or if they used Revit. And I had a lot of good conversations, and people were, they were very open, I'll put it that way. And I just got to take notes right there when I was doing the.
How brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a really good tool to use at conferences. You really brought up something really stellar because when we're at conferences, there's so much going on. We're preparing, we're like on our app, we're looking at the agenda, who's going to be the speaker. But I think we always forget about that common place of connection and collaboration. Good for you, John. I really like that as a tool. I might actually use that.
Yeah.
And when I do, I'll think of you.
Yeah, I even told people, I even told people, I said, hey, listen, I'm in sales. I'm here at the conference. I got to have at least 25, 30 connections. Can I just talk to you about your company real quick? And people, they'd laugh and say, yeah, what do you need to know? First question I'd say is, do you use Revit? Do you use framing in LGS or wood? And they would tell me yes or no, and then we would continue on.
Do you feel like your product, does it matter if they're using a wood frame or LGS for your solution? It doesn't really matter, doesn't it?
We have both.
Okay, you guys work with both. So just a question in that whole 20 people or people that were coming up, was there one that stuck out for you? Like one person where they were so engaging that you really enjoyed that conversation?
Well, so I say a couple of different times what I ended up finding out is we had a great conversation, and then it would turn out that, oh, wow, they're customers of ours already, and I didn't even know it. And so I was able to send that information on to people that actually work for our company. And, I was just able to get to know. It's always good to put a name to a face. And so that's really what stood out.
I really love that. Well, we've heard so much from John today. And I'm really excited that you had the opportunity to come over. Thank you, Dave Childs, who is always trying to put people together and making those connections. I'm certainly happy that you came by to see us today. It
Thank
was
you.
so nice to meet you, John.
Thank you so much for having me.
And that's the dirt on Offsite Dirt. We'll see you next time. Thank you for being a part of Offsite Dirt Network. If you believe in building with trust, connection, and collaboration, you're in the right place. Explore more stories, insights, and expert voices at offsitedirtnetwork.com and stay connected to what's next in offsite construction.